Welcome back to the 500 workshop. Today we're going to do one of the basic servicing tasks, and that's to remove and replace the spark plugs on the car. Now, my spark plug's quite new, so I'm not actually going to replace them with new ones, but I will show you how to remove them, how to check that they're in good condition, how to check that the gap is right for the spark, and then to put them back in. So let's do that now. So we're at the back of the engine. I've taken the boot lid off, or engine lid, sorry. And we're going to first remove our high tension leads. So these are our HT leads. This is cylinder 1 at the front. We're going to pull that out. Just pulls it out with a good tug. And do the back one as well. There we go. And we're just going to remove these high tension leads from their brackets so we've got maximum access. The other challenge we're going to have is the second cylinder there. Is quite a challenge to get to if you're just going to do it without removing some of this. So in order to remove our spark plugs, we've got ourselves a ratchet, we've got an extender bar, and this has a 14mm spark plug socket. So this isn't just a standard 14mm long socket, it's actually a spark plug socket. So inside, I don't know whether you can see that very easily, but it's got a rubber kind of grommet which is going to help us pull the spark plug out of the hole. So put it over the first spark plug here, push it in, you get a nice little click. That's the rubber seal going over the top of the spark plug. And then we remove it. So lefty loosey, righty tighty. So we're going to the left, and hopefully in a second it'll be ready to pop out. And here we have it. So spark plug nicely out. You can pull it out that rubber socket. And we can see there, a little bit greasy, but it looks in reasonably good condition. So we're going to put this one back in a minute, but let's get the second one out. So the second spark plug is a little bit more tricky because you've got a lot of stuff blocking your access to it, but I found the easiest way is to remove this section of the air hose. Now, I know mine hasn't got the some of the clips that some of them have, and I know that I can manoeuvre this out quite easily without doing much else, but for most of you might have clips. The easiest way to do this is you have the air box here with the air filter in it. There's 3 clips on that, so you just pull the clip back and it unlocks. There's 1, 2, and the other one at the back here, 3. That allows us to lift this out carefully, and we can remove that pipe. It's can get quite stiff. There we go. So that's easily moved out of the way. I've then taken the ratchet off the socket. I'm just going to feed that round, get it in place, then attach the ratchet, if I can. There we go. And now I can take this spark plug out. Coming out now. Here we go. So here's our second spark plug. Can be difficult to get out that rubber housing. There we have it. Looking okay. Again, do with a tidy up, just a bit of a clean. So we're going to do that next. So when you're looking at the condition of your spark plugs, you're looking for any browning or blacking of this white part here, this white collar. and you're looking to see whether there's any massive deposits or problems with the head or the washer here of the spark plug. These seem to be in good condition, so we're just going to give them a quick brush, just clean any deposits off. This is just a wire brush, soft head wire brush. Just going to give that a clean up. A quick rub with a rag. Just take any deposits off that might be there. This is looking quite clean and healthy. It's all right. Good. And then what we're going to do, you have to set the gap. So the gap is, can you see that tiny little gap here? That's where the spark jumps between the plug and the node here. So we're just going to check that. Now here I have a feeler gauge. The book says it's meant to be between 0.024 and 0.028, that gap. So I've set my feeler gauge to 0.025. We're just going to slip it in, and yeah, if you can see that, it fits in nicely to that gap. And there's a tiny little bit of friction there if I rub it back and forth, and that's what you want. A nice 0.025 gap, just with a little bit of friction, so you know that that gap is good. If it's not, what I tend to do is get a little flathead screwdriver and just try and bend it very slightly, or just push on it to close the gap if you need to. Yeah, just look for damage. You want to make sure there's no cracks on this piece here. And so this is in good condition, so this is going to go back in the car. Look at our second one. Greasy fingerprints from me, but no actual browning on the column there. Again, looks in good condition. Washer looks in good condition. Check the gap, and again fits in nicely. No play. Nice tight fit. So we'll just clean this one up as well. Just remove any deposits. It's all looking good. Give it a quick wipe, and we're ready to fit them back in. So to refit our spark plugs, you're going to need a torque wrench. You don't have to have a torque wrench. You can do it by feel or by hand, but I'd only do that if you're a really professional mechanic and you know what you're doing. You've done it many times before. Otherwise, you need one of these, which is a torque wrench. And the book says you need to torque to 30 Newton meters. So we can twist the bottom, and it's got a little gauge on there. Now where you can see, there we go. So it's set at the moment to about 15. Sorry, set to about 22.5. So we're going to turn it until we get to 30 Newton meters, and we're going to lock that so it shouldn't move. There we go, it's locked. So hopefully, let's see if you can see that, 30 Newton meters. It's shiny, but there we are. I think got that there, 30 Newton meters. So that's where we want to be. We'll remove our 14 mil socket from the ratchet here. Going to take our first spark plug. I'm going to put them in the reverse order that we took them out. So push this back in there until you hear it click. They're nice and firm. We're going to feed this into cylinder 2 and hopefully drop it in. You want to be careful, you don't want to cross thread it, so just make sure it's sitting nicely. This one is. Just going to turn it by hand for a bit to get it started. It's going in nicely now. Okay, and we can just tighten out by hand for a little bit until we feel it start to tighten. There we go, it's just coming to the end. So we're back with our torque wrench. Our little adapter here, because the size of this socket is different from the size of the head on this torque wrench. So we're just going to clip that on. There we go. And we're going to then push that in. There we go, nice. So now we're going to slowly do it up, and we're not. There we go, easy. 30 Newton meters of torque. So that's not that much more than hand tight, but it's good to know that you set it accurately and got it where you want it. So now we're just going to again do the same thing with cylinder 1. Drop it in. Hopefully, no, that's not right. There we go, we're in. Hand tighten a little bit first. Get it to, there we go, no more movement needed. Just going to drop the torque wrench in, and there we go. Nice click, nice positive click. So that's done, and just need to try and break the socket wrench, the socket off of the the rubber seal off the spark plug, which we've now done. So now we're going to take our high tension leads, and we're going to put these back in. So you need to make sure you get these the right way round. You don't want the wrong cylinders to be firing. I just put a bit of tape on mine so I know this is cylinder 1. It should be the shortest lead going into your distributor. So you can see the distributor, if I move this cable, it should be the short lead here. And that pushes in, and you want positive click when you push it down. There we go, nice positive click. And then just tuck your little seal there to make sure that that's nicely sealed around there. You don't want dirt and stuff getting in there, and you also want to make sure it's all nice and snug. Second one, looking for that positive click again. There we go, I think I've got it. Then push the little seal down, and we're good. All we need to do now is put the hose back on. So just going to take that off a second to fit. There we go. It's a bit fiddly. I'm going to put the clips back on. So one, reach around the back for the second one. There we go. And the third one. They're quite tight, a little bit fiddly sometimes. We're going to put this hose back on. And there we are. We've replaced our spark plugs. One of the first jobs on any service. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you again soon.